of all, I'm Propagandist and welcome back to some more RWBY Volume 8 Reactions, Episode 9, which, ladies and gentlemen, so, where do I even begin in terms of summarising what went down in that last episode? So, I think probably the first place to start is, it's the day after now that I recorded Episode 8, it's now a Saturday, so I'm hoping to sit down and, fingers crossed, try and blitz through the remainder of Volume 8 and get it all done. So, hopefully, if time permits and if nothing gets in the way, we'll be able to do that. Now, I apologise if there is any sort of background noise on the footage. I don't think there will be. It's just there's a bit of noise in my building at the moment where I live, and I've shut a few of the doors in my apartment just to try and minimise it. And so hopefully you won't hear it, but hopefully it won't be particularly disturbing. You shouldn't be able to hear it. It shouldn't be too bad. So, like I said, I managed to record episode 8 yesterday in a moment of free time, and today I'm going to try and record the remainder of Volume 8. So we're going to try and finish it, so that way I've got all the episode footage recorded, ready for me to start editing so it can go out on the channel in plenty of time. And that way I can keep up my daily upload schedule, whilst also anticipating any sort of random videos if they get copyright blocked, which, I think I said in the last episode in my preamble, didn't I, that I've been quite lucky with Volume 7 and Volume 8 so far in that only a couple of videos got sort of insta copyright blocked when I uploaded them. Most of them got content ID but not blocked. Rooster Teeth permitted them straight off the bat, which was great. So yeah, still don't know what the technical reason for that was, since in the past they've always been blocked. Why am I just repeating everything that I said in the preamble last time? I've already talked about this. Let's not go into that again. No, what I was going to sort of say is, so just to kind of summarise where we're actually up to. So Whitley and Willow Schnee, they had their chance to shine in the last episode. At the same time, Crow, it looks like, is out of prison because Cinder kind of busted through the wall to get Watts out. And at first when I saw the bird, I thought it was Raven, but actually no, it's probably just Crow changing into his bird form in order to avoid potentially being killed. So that's going to be a problem. Watts is going to be busted out. And speaking of Watts, of course, his virus seems to be really messing with Penny's head. Now, I'm going to be honest. I am worried for Penny. I don't know, I have a feeling she may not make it through this volume. Because the thing is, she now has the Winter Maiden's powers, and there's a lot of development of her character going on. And that makes one kind of concerned, because, when you have a character going through sudden and quite significant development in that way, I always get a bit worried that, Rooster Teeth are building up to something. So I'm a bit worried about Penny, because if she dies in this volume, that could be permanent. That could be just her completely done, over. I mean, we thought she was permanently done and over in Volume 3, but then obviously she came back and there was an explanation given. But the explanation, of course, is that in order to give life to Penny, Pietro had to sort of infuse her with part of his own aura. And of course he can't keep doing that, so if he keeps doing that, then obviously he will die. But if he decides one day to stop doing that he just can't afford to, then of course that means Penny's going to die. Because of course eventually she'll reach a point where he has no more aura that he can give. So I feel like somebody is going to die, and of the two of them, Pietro or Penny, at the moment I'm worried that it's going to be Penny, and that, like I say, it'll be a permanent death. Now, we can't really do a preamble here for this episode without talking about probably the biggest, freaking bloodiest, biggest twist of the last episode, with that frigging grim that Ruby, Blake, and Weiss and Whitley and Willow had to deal with. The one that had a human head, a human face underneath its body, and which, I mean, we all saw it after it died, the way obviously, its body sort of initially sort of dissolved. There was like a friggin', skeletal arm underneath it. Now, I said in the last episode, that raises all kinds of plot ramifications, it really does. Because what the hell does that mean for our characters? What the hell does it mean for the Grimm, in terms of, what it is that they actually are? What does it mean there's also a question, I think, in terms of what it means about Salem, potentially, and what she's doing. Does she know about this, and is this part of her doing? So, I've had a moment just to have a few thoughts about that. And admittedly, you know, this is all very speculative. I'm sure this is something that the characters are going to be addressing in due course, if not in the remainder of this volume, probably in a future volume, maybe volume 9, I don't know. But, so in the last episode, you know, I just very tentatively off the top of my head, I asked the question, the rhetorical question is, hopefully no one actually answered that, because obviously I always ask these questions rhetorically, I don't want actual spoilers. You know, I raised the question, for example, are they maybe like the souls of the dead or something? Are they like souls of the dead that have come back and manifested as monsters? And is that where the Grimm essentially come from? Is that what the blackened pools of annihilation in the sort of the Darklands, where Salem had a base? Is that what they are? Are they like friggin' the manifestation of just dead souls or something? So I was thinking about that, but then I thought, I don't know. I don't know if that really adds up. I'm not sure, because it seemed to me that, you know, this is the first, well, obviously for RWBY and company, this is the first time they've ever seen anything like that, because we've never seen anything like that in any of the other previous volumes. And, you know, the whole thing about Grimm is that when you kill them, their bodies obviously don't last very long, because they then dissolve and just sort of dissipate. You know, they don't leave any sort of remains behind for study, anything like that. And I feel like, you know, with the amount of huntsmen and huntresses in this, you know, in the world of Remnant, I feel like if, you know, my explanation about them being souls of the dead, and then, you know, if all of the Grimm have that underneath, like human faces and things like that, then I feel like if that is indeed the case, surely someone would have already discovered that. Someone would have already witnessed it, and there would already be documented cases, and that would be something potentially that our characters would already have been aware of. But clearly from their reaction they weren't, so that kind of now makes me kind of second guess and doubt that theory that I very tentatively put forward in the last one. So just another thought on that matter which I was thinking about. So if we go back to volume 6, when Jin was outlining Salem and Ozma's history, the thing about that was when, you know, Ozma was in his second incarnation and he went and sought out Salem, you know, when she was kind of masquerading as the witch in the little house in the woods, she basically outlined a thought to him in terms of, you know, now that the gods of light and dark have gone, you know, we could become the gods of this world, because, you know, she and Ozma in this new world were effectively the only people with magic anymore, with that kind of power. So she raised that idea of, you know, we could become the gods of this world, and we could remake humanity. We could do things with humanity that the gods never would have thought to do. And so I just think that's an interesting point to kind of come back to, because the thing is, like, so far our kind of working hypothesis in terms of Salem's end goal has always been that she wants to reunite the relics because it will bring the gods back, they will judge humanity, and they will destroy humanity because humanity is so divided thanks to Salem. And, you know, potentially her hope is that by getting the gods to destroy humanity, that might also finally bring death to her as well, and just end it all, bring her kind of everlasting peace essentially. But now that Grimm that we saw in the last episode with the human face is just making me wonder is that hypothesis wrong? Is there some element to this that we've not yet accounted for, we're not yet even aware of? And that's why I bring back this point from Volume 6 about remaking humanity, potentially. Is there some bigger scheme afoot here, something that we're not aware of, or something like that? It makes me wonder. And I can't really say anything more about that. I mean, I could be completely wrong, but I'm sure in time, you know, the franchise is going to clarify answers to these questions. Maybe there's an explanation for this human-faced Grimm that isn't necessarily to do with Salem's plot or anything like that. Maybe there is just something that we're not yet aware of about, you know, what the Grimm are and where they come from, what they're comprised of, etc, etc. So yeah, that's the big thing really that I wanted to talk about in this preamble. Okay, again, it's going to be a bit of a long preamble, this one, but under 10 minutes, so let's get to the episode, ladies and gents. Right, we're going to start then in 3, 2, 1, go. So the thumbnail for this one has Hazel and Emerald in it, so I'm expecting some inner conflicts potentially among some of our villains. The description also mentions John, Yang, and Ran embarking on this little mission of theirs, so I think we're going to get some of them as well. That's a pretty terrifying sight. Oh god, I've left my cup of tea over there. Ah, here they are. Did I actually get in? Wow. Is that really that easy?
That was harrowing.
We're not in the clear yet. We still have to search this whole thing and find Oscar before the Aesops blow us to pieces.
How are we supposed to find Oscar? It's going to be like finding a needle in a giant whale. Why did we think this was a good idea?
I might be able to help. I can sense spikes of people's emotions, I think. It happened on Winter's ship. If I focus my aura, I can keep it up.
Okay, that's new. Maybe one of them is Oscar?
I can sort of tell where they are, but not who. They're more or less in the same area, though. Further in. I can lead.
Hey, you don't have to drain yourself. I can help too.
Yeah, good thinking. Thanks.
Well, lead the way.
Now, the problem is, are you going to detect Emerald and Hazel here? Because they seem to be potentially having doubts about this.
She brushed off her bumps and bruises. For nothing hurt worse than the loneliness in her chest.
I recognize that. The girl who fell through the world.
I shouldn't be surprised you're so familiar with fairy tales.
Oh god, is this another...
my share of them.
The girl who fell through the
How are you
world?
holding up?
I thought the idea of falling through Remnant into a new world was exciting. I never understood why she was so sad when she finally made it back home. But now...
Whenever they talk about fairy tales,
She wasn't the same girl anymore.
you've got to pay attention, because this could be something important.
I think this plan to divide might have run its course. It's time we start thinking about a way out. Not having arcane certainly limits the options, so...
No. I don't like what happens when we use magic. Every time we use it, I can feel us merging faster. I'm not ready for that.
I don't blame you. Honestly, I think you're doing just fine on your own.
What's going on, Hazel?
Listen up, everyone. We're keeping this LZ clear for the payload. We're going to put aboard that thing. If we can't hold this line, it will continue to spit out Grim and we lose the city. Is that understood?
Yes, ma'am!
Oh,
You wouldn't happen to know a tune for this, huh?
you're on the front lines.
Another wave incoming. Keep them back.
It's good to see Team Funky getting a bit more screen time.
Kids.
You can hash out your issues later. Right now, just kill Grim.
Oh. You going to ask her? Is he going to get the truth?
Why did you bring me here?
I've been thinking about what you said. If it's a lie, and I took that lie to Salem, the punishment would fall on my head before yours. If what you said is true, and I use the password myself, well, I don't know what happens when this thing activates. So let's see if you're bluffing.
You want me to summon her?
Either way, it'll tell me what I need to know.
What are you doing?
Ooh.
Let's find out.
They're going to do it, aren't they?
Jin.
Because... Oh, she's coming back.
Why, hello again, old man. Did you have a question for me?
Actually, I think all my questions are answered now.
Oh.
What are you going to do?
What Gretchen would have done. And that starts with getting you away from here.
Ah.
Both of you.
I'm going to need something before I go.
So, just
switching
to be
sides?
clear, none of you have a question for me?
No, but we'll be bringing you with us.
Yes,
The
take
moment we
it.
move that thing, this place goes on high alert. Better to get you out first.
Oh, that's not going to be good for Jean
Come
Yang and
back
Ran.
for it. Not like she knows the password anyway.
Also, remember that fairy tale they mentioned before? What was it? The girl who fell through the world? Because that could be something important. I feel like it could be for... Uh-oh. Who? Oh, it's Neo, isn't it? Of course it is. Son of a bitch, he's going to interfere. You guys stay on your guard. Oh.
Sorry.
It's not your fault. I'm masking and tracking at the same time.
Do you guys need a minute?
We don't know how much longer we have. Why don't you give masking a break? Give me directions and I can scout ahead.
Thanks. We should be heading straight for a while.
Oh, this feels
Well,
like splitting
at least
up.
you guys being friends again takes the sting out of impending doom.
It's okay to be afraid, you know. You don't always have to hide it with a joke.
Glad I'm not the only one who's scared.
Of course I'm scared. Him, on the other hand, there's no fear at all. I can see it. He believes we're going to get this done.
A Ren and
do
Yang
too.
interaction. Nice. Oh, well, what's up?
Yeah. Mask is right.
Oh, that thing. Oh, God. Oh, no. This is not good. His aura's going to fail at the wrong moment. Or his semblance, rather. Well, that too. Semblance and aura. Uh-oh. She knows you're there.
You sure he'll be okay on his own?
I don't know. We just need to get... Wait.
Uh-oh.
Ah, Hazel. Have you gotten what we need yet?
Oh, God. You're a terrible liar.
The Seers. It seems we have guests. The lamp. Find them.
Oh, she can move fast.
What now?
Oh, God.
Let's do what we do best. Charge blindly into danger.
Would have gone with keep moving forward, but sure.
I mean...
Forward. No matter what.
There we go. Oh, I'm worried about that, no. These two are getting some real airtime, aren't they? Well, I say some real airtime. A bit more at least than one might have anticipated.
It's approaching the LZ now.
Come on.
Oh, God. This is tense. It's really tense.
You.
No! Wait! Stop!
What?
Oscar!
Ah.
I knew I sensed some weak minds nearby.
What's going on here?
It's a long story.
You're gonna have to try and summarize it. Why should we trust you?
Because she's scared. Just like us.
Or maybe because I know how to get out of here. Anybody coming?
I guess you have to trust her at this stage. Oh, God. Is it going to be
This
that
is it,
easy?
everyone.
I don't
We're gonna
think
clear a
so.
path to that monster. We get the payload aboard, set the timer, and then we're out.
But they might still be alive in there.
I gave them their window. We can't wait any longer.
Would you say the same thing if it was your sister inside? Are you gonna tell her what you did to her friends?
Ooh.
Yes, Mara. Because that's my duty. Now you do yours.
He's definitely the most sort of human out of all the Aesops, isn't he? Marrow. Oh no, it's not going to go well.
It's her.
Oh god. Ooh. Yeah, she's here. Oh, you're screwed.
Honing that semblance of yours.
Yeah, she's gonna be tough. That's not gonna work on her, I don't think. No, she. Oh, you're screwed. Oh no.
Let them go!
Well, that's an interesting trick. Oh god, Jesus, okay. God, where's Hazel? Where's the real Hazel?
What did you do with the lamp?
Nothing.
It's missing. Where is it?
I didn't do anything with it.
Where is it?
She's scary.
Look how you've diminished. How you've lessened yourself. And for what? These children? This ruined world? Why do you keep coming back?
Why do you? All of this endless death. Because something bad happened to you once upon a time? Nobody gets a fairy tale ending. Everything I've lost, every person I've lost, is because of you.
And who is it I've taken from you, girl?
Summer Rose. My mom.
Her again?
You're
God.
Grace.
Ah, Hazel. I found our guests.
No!
This one was helping them. Take the boy back to his chamber. I have work to do with this
Oh
one.
god.
Yes. Of course.
Is he going to, though? Or has he got a trick up his sleeve?
No more Gretchen's boy.
Oh? He gave him the cane, okay.
I really don't know.
Oh shit, Christ. He's clocked her one. Right, now's your time to get the hell out of there. Whilst Hazel distressed. I think Hazel might die. Is he going to sacrifice himself? I keep saying that about a lot of characters. I think they're going to die, but...
Go! Now!
Yeah, he's doing that direct dust infusion.
Hazel.
Go.
Yeah, don't hang around.
You've decided against vengeance for your sister after all this time.
I'm doing what Gretchen would have done.
Oh. Shit, son. You know, we've been saying for some time that Emerald might defect. I think it's happening. Holy shit. Is he actually... Well, he's probably going to die, I'm telling you now. He's not going to survive. She can't die. She can't die. You've tried to kill her so many times before. Emerald, if you want to get away. Yeah, now's your time.
Everyone out! Wait,
Where's Oscar?
Oscar?
She'll just come after us.
You're going to stay? Oh, hell. Ugh. Oscar, what are you going to do? Oh. We saw that power in Volume 3 very briefly. What's happened? That's not the end of the episode. Oh! You're going to end it there? Holy moly. Right, that was a good one. Okay, jump cut. Right, it finally happened. People have been saying for so long, at least from what I, remember back when I was watching Volume 5 in the day, just that question about, is there the potential that one day Emerald and Mercury might defect? Well, I don't know about Mercury, he seems to be intent on going to Vacuo, but it looks like it's finally happened for Emerald, and it happened for Hazel as well. So, yeah, update my predictions. I think Hazel's probably going to die this volume. I don't see how he could survive. I feel like Salem is going to kill him, because that is one hell of a betrayal. But, he's going to go out in a pretty badass way, I guess. But what's going to happen with Oscar? Because he's decided to remain behind as well. Because the thing is, that payload's coming in. I mean, the thing is, I shouldn't speak too soon. We've still got several episodes to go yet. We've still got 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14. There's still 5 episodes to get through. So there's still plenty of time for things to happen. But yeah, I mean, good to know that at least Jean, Yang and Ren and Emerald got off the ship. So, Emerald was a character who for a long time I sort of always kind of looked at her and I thought, you are just one of the bad guys. You're kind of, I'm wondering when you're going to get your comeuppance. But now, of course, she's been going through some character development, particularly starting in Volume 6, when, she had that conversation with Mercury about why he was, why he joined her and Cinder. And obviously she didn't really appear in Volume 7, but, so far over here it's been very clear that it's been building up to something with her, and, now we've reached the culmination point. But the question is, of course, how are all the other characters going to behave around her? Because bearing in mind here, Emerald was the accomplice to Cinder's schemes, and Cinder's schemes were pretty messed up. All the shit that Cinder did to Beacon, etc., etc. Is she going are the likes of Yang and Jean, are they going to be able to forgive Emerald that easily, considering that Emerald is the accomplice of the person who killed Pyrrha, who brought down Beacon, etc., etc. What's going to be the interaction between them there? Is Emerald just going to go with them, or actually, now that she's out of the ship, will she just try and go her own way? That's the question that we'll be looking to see if it gets answered sometime soon. What else? Just trying to think if there's anything else. Yeah, the only other plot point that I really just want to just make a real mental note of at this stage is just that fairy tale that Oscar mentioned. What was it again? The girl who fell through the world? Something like that. The reason I just mentioned that is because every time they brought up a fairy tale in RWBY, first the 4 seasons, then the 2 brothers, it's always turned out to be something really significant. Something that actually ties in very heavily to the backstory of the world of Remnant and things that went on in the past. So make a mental note of that, everybody. That's definitely got to come to play at some point, whatever that means. It's a new one though. I mean, I don't really know. Did he say something like a girl who fell through the world into another? Something like that? So I'm like, what does that mean? I don't know. So make a mental note of it, folks, because I'm telling you now, they wouldn't mention something like that without it being significant, I feel. It's that kind of Chekhov's gun thing. If you see the gun over the mantelpiece, that means at some point it's going to be fired. In this case, it's not a gun over the mantelpiece, it's a fairy tale. So at some point that fairy tale, surely, right, is going to come into play. There's going to be some significance to it. So, yeah. Without further ado, I think that's probably enough by way of a outro or like a post-video discussion, because I just want to get into the next one. I just want to, like I say, fly through these remaining episodes. So, as I said at the start, I'm trying to see if I can get through the remainder of Volume 8 today. If I can't get through it today, then probably, because obviously it's a Saturday today, I'll try and do the remainder tomorrow. But like I say, I'm trying to aim to get it done today. and that way, if I get it done in plenty of time, I can also do... oh god, sorry. Jeez. I can also do my reaction to the Volume 9 trailer, and see, you know, what potentially is going to be the deal when that starts airing later in February. So thanks very much then for joining me, everybody. I say when it starts airing later in February. Actually, by the time this video goes out, it will be very close to the release date for Volume 9. So yeah, yeah, like I say, thanks for joining me then, everybody, and hope you'll join me for the next part. Other than that, I'm going to sign off now. So yeah, see you on the flip side. Goodbye, everybody.